Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Mr. Dodaro, is it correct that the federal government fails to collect taxes that it's owed to the tune of about $400 billion a year?
That's correct. That's the gross amount. IRS expects. Go ahead, please.
That's the gross amount. And we call this is often referred to as the tax gap, but it seems to me it's really more like a canyon in terms of the amount of money. So this is one of the charts from your report, and it shows the gap right here between the blue, which is what's owed, and the green, which is what's collected. And we collect about 11% of this missing amount. So what your report shows is that of the 458 billion, that is this tax gap, after the IRS engages in enforcement, they only collect this blue portion, and all of this red portion, and that's a lot of zeros there, $406 billion goes uncollected. Based on the GAO studies over the years, has this amount, this tax gap, gotten smaller? Are we tackling this problem year after year and working on it?
We're not as successful as the government at IRS that I'd like to see. The problem is not getting better. It stayed actually about the same over the period of time. There's some recommendations.
So on average, every year, we fail to collect $406 billion.
Well, they think they'll collect some. The net tax gap of what they definitely don't think they'll collect is $381 billion, but it's in the ballpark. So yes, that's true.
For a person like me, 381 billion, 400 billion, it's all just a lot of zeros that is not being paid. I have a question for you. In your GAO high-risk report, you say that this is relating to staffing problems. So has IRS been increasing its staffing so that we can collect what we're owed as taxpayers?
Staffing's only been going recently up. It's been declining over time. I think they're not back up to the 2010 levels yet. Let me ask Mr. Mim to give you an example. But the problem's not just staffing. There's some other things that could be done. Chris?
What are those other things?
I think Congress should authorize IRS to regulate paid tax preparers, number one. Some of the studies that we've looked at using their data, in some cases, taxpayers' accuracy is more accurate than people that use paid tax preparers, particularly in the earned income tax credit area. Secondly, there ought to be more information returns prepared so that IRS can match data. For example, for real estate, people that fix up their real estate property, to report that, as well as businesses, corporations that have services, they can report that data. So IRS could cross-check it to the providers to see what they're reporting.
So,
there's
Mr.
also,
Dodaro,
yeah.
I just have a sort of basic question. Who benefits from failing to collect taxes that are owed?
Only the people that owe them that are not paying them.
So tax cheats, tax underpayers, delinquents, that's who's benefiting. Who's being hurt by this failure to collect between 381 and 406 billion on average a year? Who's being hurt?
Well, Americans are getting hurt. The people that are people that are paying their taxes, and the other people that aren't paying taxes because they're too young, but we're borrowing money to pay for things that they're going to have to pay for in their generations ahead. So everybody's getting hurt by it.
So everybody's getting hurt at the expense of tax cheats or tax frauds who are getting helped. Mr. Dodaro, what is the GAO's motto?
Our motto? Accountability, integrity, and reliability is our core values.
Okay, and your recent on your recent reports, you've had this slogan, a century of nonpartisan, fact-based work. Does this ring a bell?
It does. This is our 100th
A century of nonpartisan, fact-based work. I wish that Congress could have that as its motto for even one day, much less a century. Does the GAO sell T-shirts with that motto, a century of nonpartisan, fact-based work, because I would totally buy one of these T-shirts. I would buy them for all my family and give the money to the IRS to enforce against collecting taxes from people who are cheating the rest of us. With that, I yield back.